Greetings, YouTube viewers. This is Thor Wilkins, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Legends ZA. Tackling the beginning of this episode off, I go into the battle zone, and I end up securing another Challenger's ticket. Only 11 wins in, and I actually feel good about myself because this is actually the earliest I've ever earned a ticket combined with all of the point cards. But again, I did not stop there. I ended up completing out the rest of the night, earning 19 wins. And I even got 20,000 points for one of those cards, but I already had my ticket on hand. And leading into the very next morning, before battling the Rogue Mega Beedrill, I'm using Aerodactyl for this fight. And I'm actually collecting all of the Mega Shards surrounding it. Once we finish collecting all the Mega Shards, we approach Tawny, and we get right into the battle with the Rogue Mega Beedrill. Beedrill is a poison bug type, and I know it is very fast and it has a very high attack power. So in this fight, I'm going to start off with my Mega Aerodactyl, well, just Aerodactyl. And if you notice, Beedrill summons Weedle and Kakuna to the playing field to try to get us off guard. But after collecting enough Mega Energy, disposing of the Weedle and the Kakuna, I Mega Evolve my Aerodactyl. It is not really well trained as far as stats wise, but I'm going to give it my best shot. With Mega Aerodactyl on hand with all the super effective moves that it can actually use against the Beedrill, I really don't get off a few hits because my Aerodactyl is easily taken out by its pin missile. But Mega Aerodactyl is not the only Mega that I brought to this fight. I still have my shiny Pidgeot. And after a very long, hard-fought battle, the Pidgeot is able to take down the Beedrill. I thought using Mega Aerodactyl would actually be a good thing, but Pidgeot came in clutch. After we defeat the Beedrill, we are awarded the Beedrill Knight. And after a dialogue with one of the strangers who was watching the entire battle on the other roof, Tawny's noticing more and more of these Megas are appearing and wondering if the Mega Shards and Prism Tower have anything to do with it. Completing the Rogue Mega Beedrill mission, we are on our way to pacify the next two Mega Pokemon. After doing a little bit of exploring off camera, I decide to go back to Quasartico Inc. and check out if there are any new Mega Stones that I can actually purchase. There are a few for where I've actually seen throughout the story, but I'm gonna end up buying all these candies instead. I got Pokemon to level up. With all my Pokemon fed with those EXP candies and a new team on hand, we are now heading over to the Mega Hawlucha. As of now, I'm only just going to be buying the EXP candies and only buying the Mega Stones when needed, so my Pokemon are going to be a little bit higher level than they should be for most of these Rogue Mega Evolution Pokemon battles. After we make our way up to the rooftop, we catch up with Lita, only to find out that the Hawlucha is not here. So she makes a phone call to Vinny, but this lady shows up and asks us if we've seen a Hawlucha around here. She says that she's been taking care of it and feeding it like a normal Pokemon trainer would. Surprised, Lita was thinking, why would a woman climb up here to feed the Hawlucha? Well, just like any other Pokemon trainer, she cares. And we wonder, is this the same Hawlucha that's about to go rogue? Right after that, Lita gets a phone call from Vinny pinpointing where the Hawlucha would be. So we make our way over and encounter the Hawlucha. Seeing that Hawlucha is a fighting flying type, I decided to go ahead and lead into the battle with Gardevoir. Now when this thing was first introduced, I thought it looked ridiculous, but I've come to love it over time. So with my Gardevoir knowing every single move that is super effective against Hawlucha, I gather enough Mega Energy and I Mega Evolve my Gardevoir. Now Gardevoir has a high special attack stat, and it knows all 4 moves that is super effective to Mega Hawlucha. After a few Psychics and Draining Kisses, my Mega Gardevoir is able to take down the Mega Hawlucha. Mega Holucha also has a very low special defense as well. After the Holucha is disposed of, we get its brand new Holuchanite Mega Stone. After Lita heals up our Pokemon team, she wonders if the lady will ever see the Holucha again. She heals up our Pokemon and she takes her leave. And with that, the Rogue Mega Holucha mission is complete. Now we make our way to the final Rogue Mega Evolution, which is Banette. Collecting all the Mega Shards around where Mega Banette would be, we see Naveen, but Banette is not here. Eventually it gives us a jump scare. Banette retains its ghost typing, but its attack stat increases. But there's a little trick about this battle, because the Banette makes multiple copies of itself, and you have to find out which one is the real one. In order to find out which one is real, just follow the Mega Energy surging off of the Banette, because the other copies do not have that little swirl of Mega Energy surrounding it. After getting enough Mega Energy for my Gyarados, I Mega Evolve Gyarados. With Gyarados becoming a Water Dark as a Mega, it's actually a little bit easier to do this fight. The same can be said with the Mega Slowbro in the last episode. With Mega Gyarados on hand and having more power with its Crunch and Bite, we end up disposing of the Mega Banette. After defeating the Banette, we obtain the Banetite, and Zygarde makes another appearance alongside Lysander. Knowing that we pacify the Rogue Mega Evolution throughout the city, however, Zygarde cannot Mega Evolve. Maybe these Rogue Mega Evolutions are a test to see if we can actually be with Zygarde and actually be worthy of being called its trainer. Elle also believes the woman that's hunting him finds him suspicious, but he has no ill will. So he makes his leave afterward, and we finish up the Rogue Mega Banette quest. And we have no more Rogue Megas to deal with as of right now. And getting down to the actual part of the problem, nobody knows what is causing these Rogue Mega Evolutions, which is why Quasartico Inc. keeps Team MZ in the loop. Pretty much, Vinny don't know anything, but if they did know something, they'd probably tell us. And then we get a notification on our phone for our next rank up match. It is Ivor, the leader of the Fist of Justice that we saw earlier in the game. And knowing me, I already have a challenger's ticket. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make my way over to see Ivor right now. And a little bit ago, I actually was online and I was able to trade a Haunter for a Gengar. Not mine, but let's go on with it. So we walk in and we see Josie, the same girl that we fought at the beginning of the game near one of the wild zones, asking us if we have a challenger's ticket, but she requests a battle against us again. Earlier in the game, she had a Machop. Now it's a Machoke. And I'm starting off this fight with my newly acquired Gengar. I acquired the Gengarite earlier, and I Mega Evolve right away. The Gengar is a little bit under-leveled, and I need to actually train it. It takes down the Machoke with ease, but later on in the fight, it gets taken down by her level 43 Medicham. But Blastoise comes in and easily finishes the match. After the match, Josie gives us a Seed of Mastery. Now in Pokemon Legends Arceus, you were able to use these seeds to master a Pokemon's moves to make them Agile style or Strong style. In this game, you can make them plus moves. Shortly after that, Ivor comes running in and starts screaming for Gwen. Knowing this later, we find out Gwen is his sister. Turning his attention towards us, he notices that we are here and remembers us, asking us if we are ready to join the Fist of Justice. But we are here on official business to battle Ivor to rank up in the promotion match. He says he doesn't have a Rotom phone. Either he's not very technological or he's very clumsy. He said he tried using them before, but he breaks them the moment he presses a finger to it. So he relies on Gwen to help him through the Battle Royale and has not seen her since yesterday. He's heading out to go search for her, and we will not be able to continue in this match until she is found. He takes his leave, and, well, we need to go find someone to go help us find his sister. Maybe a detective? That's right, you fanboys and fangirls, we are getting more Emma screen time. Once Gwen is found, we can continue this match. So we head on over to the Looker Bureau and we find out that Ivor is already here. So we inform Emma that we are actually helping Ivor in finding his lost sister. She's willing to help, and the next thing we find out that there are many places that Ivor's sister likes to go to. Hey guys, in the middle of editing this video, I really did not want to do this entire part, just as much as I did not want to play this portion of the game. This just felt like a wild goose chase, and this just took up way too much time. So I'm going to chop this down as quick as I can. So from the Detective Bureau, we go to City Hall, and we have to ask people around to see if they've noticed Gwen. But I know you sickos are here just for this, so enjoy it. Making our way around City Hall, we find a bunch of people talking about other people, until we eventually come across this guy by the fountain who says the sister is only getting complaints about how loud their training sessions are, and we gotta go to Centrico Plaza this time. Pardon me and my ADHD, but there was a shiny Pokemon around here earlier. I didn't see it before, I just heard the shiny cue. And it's a Weedle this time. So in total on the Switch 1, I have 2 shiny Pidgeys, a Binacle, and a Weedle. Okay, back to the mission. We head over to Nuovo Cafe, and again, Gwen is not there. So we ask a couple of the staff if they've seen her. She came by with that Dynamo girl, which is Kanari. We go over to Racine Construction. Once again, Ivor is ahead of us. After some rude dialogue between Kanari and Ivor, Kanari now notices that we're here. Wondering if we're ready to join her crew, she can give us a hint onto where Gwen can be. But she wants revenge for our last battle. So Emma says we have to have a rematch with Kanari to get a hint. I'll be right back.
12 seconds later.
After defeating Kanari, she throws a conniption fit as what looks like it's cursing, but it's censored. Knowing her temper, she eventually calms down and says that her and Gwen are friends and they play games and hang out. And she mentioned there was a place that she wanted to be alone, finding where the X, Y, and Z axes don't meet up. And some place to where a fountain has depicted a Pokemon that she can beat. Her partner, revealed by Ivor, is a Chandelure. Now, knowing the fountains around this area, the only fountain would be none other than the Clawitzer fountain. So we make our way over to the Clawitzer fountain where Ivor and Emma are waiting. But again, Gwen is nowhere to be found. Process of elimination, this could be the last place. But given the last final hint of the XY axis don't meet up with the Z axis, we have to go into the sewers. And the only way to get to the sewers, well, the only approach is to stop the water. A good idea, until this motherfucker thinks it's a good idea to just go ahead and just start breaking things without a solution. Luckily, Emma was able to stop him in his tracks. You can't just destroy city property. We need to come up with a new idea. With Emma getting an idea, she wants us to find a Pokemon with Ice Beam. The Dragonair I have knows Ice Beam, and we end up freezing the fountain. Oh, here's something for you guys. And now all the water drains away. With all the water out of the way, we can now go into the sewers without being drowned. With Ivar running off ahead, we have a sewer to explore, and a new location means more Pokemon for me to catch. And then we end up coming across a gate with a giant padded lock. After inspecting the gate, We need a key. We don't know where the key is, so we're gonna have to be looking around for it until the clef key shows up and we get an idea that maybe this thing has the key. So after we encounter it, we battle it, we catch it, we take it back to the gate, only to go and find out that this thing just yells at it. Not only that, this thing doesn't have the key for the lock.
Bruh.
So going ahead with Ivar's initial plan, he goes and destroys the gate with one punch. Sometimes brute force can be used in a good way, and with that, Ivar goes off ahead. After traversing through the sewers, we end up seeing a chandelier. Ivar and Emma both see it as well, and it may be Gwen's Pokemon. We soon follow the chandelier to an empty room, with neither the chandelier or Gwen being present. So we look around and we traverse the entire room and come up with nothing. Gwen and the chandelier seem to have just vanished in midair. And Ivar, the only thing that he can do is act with strength. So he's going to punch through this wall to make another area. Or not. With Ivar being confused on the wall being able to be punched through, this wall is actually fake. So Emma walks through the wall. After we go through the fake wall, we spot the chandelier once again. So we end up following that same chandelier, believing it to be Gwen's, and coming upon the final area, we find Gwen and that same chandelier. Ivar being pleased that we found her, she looks more distraught, looking as if she wants to be alone. Yes, we found our missing person, but can we think of anybody involved as to why Gwen would be here? No, there is no culprit, because Gwen has her own ways, and in order to find out the truth, she says, well, let's defeat her in battle, and we will know her full intentions. This girl was also at the Canary Whiz contest. So Emma goes up ahead and heals up our Pokemon, and we get into a battle with Gwen. Judging by her starter Pokemon, if you want to call it, Chandelure is her main, meaning she uses Ghost-type Pokemon. She starts off with a Banette, and I accidentally started off with Dragonair. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to do this battle anyway. And within just a few moves, my Dragonair disposes of the Banette. The next one she sends out is Gourgeist. It uses Trick or Treat, turning my Dragonair into a Ghost type. The Gourgeist ends up taking down the remainder of Dragonair's HP, but I switch out with Flareon. Flareon finishes off that Gourgeist, and Gwen sends out her final Pokemon that also has a Mega Evolution. Now, to me, this looks more ridiculous than the Holution. It just looks like somebody copy-pasted Chandelure's lower body. So, I'm confused as to who I should switch out. So I bring in my Mega Electros. I know I said this thing looks ridiculous, but this thing has the moves and it has the grooves to put down Mega Chandelure. The battle is completed, and now Gwen needs to spill the beans as to what is really going on. She is only hiding from Ivar so he would not compete in any of the ZA Royale tournaments because of how, well, clumsy he is with his phones, breaking them at the slightest touch, and being too loud with his training. So he's been having her help out with the app, since he doesn't have his own phone. We are Ivar's next opponent, and he sees it clear as day. After Ivar takes his leave to get prepared for the battle, Gwen talks about being down in the sewer finding the Litwick when she was a lot younger, so she comes and visits this place often. Which actually makes me think, how does she get down here if she doesn't freeze the fountain? She found a good hiding spot. Is there another way into this sewer? Maybe we'll find out later in the game. So we finish up this quest, and I am going to go ahead and I'm going to hang out with this Gumi I found on this bench, and I'm going to go ahead and leave this episode here. This is Thor Wilkins from the Thorniverse. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you know whenever I upload or whenever I premiere. And I will see all of you in the next video.